Hi everyone, it's Friday Questions with Krista. How awesome is it to have a top producing agent at your fingertips to ask questions to? Well, guess what? Now you do. I know in real estate, agents they have kind of a scarcity mindset. They don't really like to actually help or share, but we do. So that's what this is for. So I'm gonna encourage you to ask questions and I'm gonna be answering them every single week. Okay, so Scott Nicot says, would you recommend using a photo of ourselves or of a house or something like that for video views or engagement objectives? Now, if you're not very familiar with Facebook, you're not really sure what Scott means. What he means is when you're running ads, you're going to choose different objectives. There's reach, brand awareness, traffic, etc. And so he's wondering which objective he should use when he's utilizing a photo of himself or of a house. So here's my answer to that question. It depends upon what your objective is, Scott. What are you trying to do? If you're trying to generate a lot of traffic for the house itself, meaning get as much interest on it as possible, then you'd want to use the reach objective because that means everybody would be seeing it, right? However, if you're trying to generate leads on the house, then you'd use the lead generation objective because you're trying to get leads. Now for video views, you're always going to want to use video, right? Never a photo, because video views is specifically running an ad that's going to attract people on Facebook that like to watch videos. Does that make sense, Scott? Hopefully it does. Okay, now we've got Lisa D. Astuto. Hopefully I'm saying that right. When growing a team, where do I find agents? What are agents looking for and what would cause them to make the switch? Good question. So most times people are looking for a good environment to actually work in. Did you know that people will be more likely to take less money as long as they're working in an environment where they feel appreciated and they're happy and it's a very team atmosphere? That's what people want. They want to feel good. They want to feel at home. They want to feel like they're being appreciated. So what are agents looking for? They're looking for support. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for help. They're also looking for systems and nice marketing. They're looking to do things differently today than they've always been taught. And I think in most cases that's what most agents and most companies are lacking. They're still teaching agents the traditional old school methods of doing real estate. So look for somebody, Lisa, that you've worked with before, that's got great ethics, that's got great morals and values, that you actually clicked with, and you could tell they really are service oriented. They're serving their clients. They're not just interested about selling. And that's a really good place to start. Also, you can go to local real estate forums, you can go to local Facebook groups and find people that are really engaging in that community. The more that they're engaging, it means they're probably an active agent, and that's very helpful. If you've got Broker's Store, you can go to Broker's Store as well. That's a great place to find agents. Now, again, back to a little bit of what they're looking for. They're looking for support, they're looking for advice, they're looking for help. They're looking to have someone, an agent or a broker or a mentor that they can count on to help them grow. And don't be afraid of letting your team members grow. The more you help your team members grow, the more you help them stand out and do really well, they're not going to want to leave you, especially if you're giving that awesome work-life environment. Now we've got John Eric Williams. Hi, John. I miss you, by the way. John Eric Williams asks, I'm going to take his question, I'm going to answer it in parts. When seeking a seller before they list, specifically for a buyer client, i.e. finding a very specific home for the buyer, how do you create the representation for both sides where it's a win-win for the seller and the buyer? And how do you avoid any sort of conflict of interest with dual agency? Okay, I have to tell you, first of all, when you're looking for a seller before they actually list and you have a buyer for a very specific neighborhood, what we do is we create letters with a picture of the buyer and we say, hey, we've got this wonderful buyer looking for a home in XYZ neighborhood. And here's why they want to live in XYZ neighborhood. Be very specific about the neighborhood and the buyers. Show a picture so they know it's actually real. That's number one. Then we also create a video of the buyers with the buyers saying how much they love the neighborhood, they love the area, and why they would love to live there. This creates a connection between the seller and the buyer. And also, if somebody's thinking about selling in that area, they're sure to reach out to you after seeing your video and getting your letter in the mail with the picture of that buyer. They're going to start putting it together and having it click a little bit more. So video, a letter, in conjunction, run a Facebook ad just specifically to that neighborhood. And drop a pin or put the neighborhood specifics into Facebook so you can just reach those people specifically. Now, how do you create a win-win for both sides? Here's what I'll say. Obviously, your job is to work for the buyer and for the seller. And just let them know that. Your job is to make sure that they're both happy, they both get, represented to the best of your ability as fairly as possible. And let them know just how much you love dual agency, because then it means that you've got more control. You know what the buyer's doing. You know that you've properly advised the buyer on what they should ask, what they shouldn't ask. You know the buyer's properly qualified, that their loan's actually going to go through and they're not going to have any problems at the end. You are in control of that transaction. I have to tell you that I love double ending properties because I know that the seller has been properly educated. I know the buyer's been properly educated. I know the buyer is properly qualified and there's less problems. And also I know that I'm a strong, confident agent and I can actually get rid of or swoosh out any problems that might happen because we know how to properly negotiate and deal with both buyer and seller expectations. Does that help? And here's the thing, John, you're honest, you're ethical. As long as you're always honest and ethical and you have both parties' interests at heart, the buyer and the seller, you're gonna be just fine. Okay, that's it for today. So we answered Scott, Lisa, and John's expectations. So what questions do you have? How can we help support you and how can we serve you? It doesn't matter, anything real estate related, anything life related, maybe just dealing with stress and this crazy real estate market. We've got lots more content coming, so be sure to like and subscribe to my channel below so you'll be notified. Also turn on your push notifications so you know when new stuff comes out. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day. And be sure, if you'd like more questions or more answers regarding our programs, go to www.kristamashore.com/help and let's get you a kickstart to your business. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.